I'm Lucy Ferguson and my role is Freshwater Coordinator here at Horizons Regional Council. I'm particularly looking after 3 projects under the Manawatu River Cleanup Fund. So these are stream fencing and native fish habitat restoration, as well as whitebait habitat restoration. So down at Furakino on the main stem of the Manawatu River, we have discovered quite a large whitebait spawning area. So the area extends as far up the river as the Motua Flax Reserve and goes right down to near the old Foxton Loop. And so in these areas we have fenced to exclude all the stock, and we've also planted native trees well back from the water's edge just to provide a bit of dappled or filtered shade to prevent the eggs from drying out. The whitebait habitat restoration project is funded under the Cleanup Fund, so we have funding from central government to help us with this project. We're also in partnership with Horowhenua District Council. We're also working with Department of Conservation, who have helped us financially, and we've also got some funding from the Heitaniawa Trust for planting and weed control down there. We've been working alongside Horizons operations team on the fencing and maintenance of that fence, and also support from iwi groups who have also helped plant down there. We're just putting in a rock and concrete fish pass here. The culvert was perched, so at low flows fish couldn't make it up there. Because they're migratory, it's quite important that there's no barriers to their migration. So we've just built the channel up so there's no gap between the bottom of the culvert and the water level, and so the concrete is there to hold the rock in place and fill up any gaps so the fish can move their way upstream.
I'm James Stewart. I'm a 5th generation dairy farmer in the Manawatu. Our family farm has farmed here for over 100 years. On about 600 hectares. My involvement with the River Leaders Group is basically to sit in the meetings and represent dairy farmers and tell them the good news that we've been doing throughout this region. The higher compliance figures has been a really good news story, and the fencing off the waterways is coming along really well. Fonterra's now nationally got about 24,000 kilometres fenced of rivers or streams, and farmers have really started buying into the use of nutrients, that it is a real asset, from the effluent to fertiliser. The real improvements has been that higher compliance rate through the region. We're using the programs such as Overseer to use those nutrients better. We're not wasting nutrients. We've got rid of the effluent out of the streams by applying that raw effluent back onto the land, which is also monitored better through soil testing and the nutrient budgeting to get the best use out of those nutrients. So I think with the riparian fencing, there's been real great progress in this region, and a couple of the definitions of a farmer is to look after the land, look after the animals, and look after the product that's grown on that land, and it's in our best interest to look after the land. So.
Yeah, we want to clean up this river as much as anyone else. That's both on the council side and the local farmers, because I have a lot to do with both sides. The team has worked extremely hard, to be quite honest. It's put a lot of pressure on us, especially to try and keep up with the timelines. Our biggest problem with timelines is not actually getting the work done, it's getting the work done with the weather we get. Yeah, we'd like to thank for MFE and Horizons, in fact, for getting this money all together. It's been a great story, I believe. We are a small council, but we've worked extremely hard at it. It's made a hell of a difference to a small council, 17,000 people, 7,000 ratepayers. We've got 4 very different towns, and we've got some outlying ones that we need to go on with as well. So it's made a vast amount of difference to us, not just to clean up the river, but also to keep the rates as low and as sensible as we can. I'm quite sure that there will be other people from around the country, once we've got this cracked, who will come and see us, because we're actually quite proud of what we've done.